Hello, everyone. Welcome to the market simulation call for fall 2022 release. My name is Anshuman Vaidya, and today is August 29, 2022. Calls and webinars are recorded for stakeholder convenience, allowing those who are unable to attend to listen to the recordings after the meetings. These recordings will be publicly available on the ISO webpage for a limited time following the meetings. These recordings and any related transcription should not be reprinted without the ISO permission. We'll follow the following agenda today. We'll talk about map stage availability. We'll talk about the fall 2022 map stage connectivity testing timelines. We'll talk about updated market simulation initiatives and the timelines for this release. We'll talk about any updates to system interface changes that are coming with this release. And then we'll talk about the initiative separately. All right, moving on. For map stage availability, you can log into portalmap.kaizo.com to get up-to-date system information. Currently, we don't have any maintenance scheduled. There is one upcoming on 9/2 for master file UI and API. Anyone has any questions or concerns regarding the map stage availability? All right, moving on. So as we mentioned in earlier meetings, we have the following timeline for connectivity testing. It's officially started on 22nd, and today is the last day. The system that is available for ALS connectivity testing is, so the system that is available is ALS, and you can test SE word forecast on ALS. We do have a few more connectivity testing for different systems available starting next week, starting for master file on 9/6, for CMRI 9/15, and for OSS 9/15. Anybody has any concerns regarding these timelines?
Hi, Anshuman. This is Chen-Yu from PG&E. Yes.
Hi, Chen-Yu, go ahead.
Yeah, a question on the ELF's submit and retrieve on the API. Does Kaizo require any certificate, authentication, or is it's kind of like Oasis we can just connect to? The reason being is that I'm sure you're already aware that it's no provisioning on the UAA side, right?
Right. Let me see if is there anybody from outside on the call that can speak to it? From Kaizo, and is there anybody from Kaizo side who can give more insights on this question? All right, Chen-Yu. Seems like I'll have to get back to you on this question. I don't believe per se that there is a new certificate, but let me talk to my SMEs and get back to you on it.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, moving on. So there are a couple of changes on the timelines of the market simulation for the projects. We are keeping the central procurement entity project with the same date of 9/22 for market simulation. We have extended the flexible ramping product deliverability timeline to have the market simulation start on 9/27. We have kept hybrid resources phase 2B to start on the market simulation on 9/20 as before. And we have also extended the reliability demand response phase 2 project's market simulation date to 9/29. We've done this to give market participants time needed to test all these projects separately with enough time, and that's why these dates have been staggered. There are no delay on the code deployment side on Kaizo end, and we have assured to start on these dates. Any thoughts, concerns from anyone? All right. Well, that's great. Let's move on to the next topic. The system interface changes. There are no updates on the slides. We have discussed this in the earlier meetings. Everything remains the same. Anybody has any concerns regarding the system interface changes listed here on the slide? All right, moving on. Again, on list, this is the list for system interface changes for CMRI and OSS, and we don't have any update here either too. Anyone has any concerns regarding these systems?
Anshuman, this is Chunyu again from PG&E. I do have another question. Given
Sure.
that you provide a new structure, trade days, and then also the starting day of the testing. So my question is if you can go back to a couple slides back.
Sure.
Yeah, right here. So assume the start date or the full functionality, they should be available on the starting day, correct? For CPE,
That is correct.
yeah. Just that looks like you're just going to provide the structure day in a much later time.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, perfect. Any other concerns regarding timeline before we move on? All right, moving on. We discussed about the system interface changes. I didn't have any concerns from any market participants here. Do you have any concerns regarding the CMRI and OSS system interface changes that are going in?
Hey, hello. I have a question. Can you go back to the previous slide?
Sure.
Regarding the master file, does that mean if we want to participate in this, we have to get the GRDT file updated by November 22nd?
That is correct. I would request you to send me an email with the information about your participation first, and then I would request you to submit the changes that you need for the resources via GRDT until 9/6.
Okay, so before 9/6, I will send you an email saying, hey, we want to be part of the participating resource. And then you will send me more details on how the timeline and the change needed for master file.
Yes, that will be great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Hi, Anshuman, this is Chunyu again. On this slide, I have one more question. Not like the cyber changes for the submit dynamic resource limit data.
Mm-hmm.
That still says TBD. As this late of the game, we still do not have a date.
Let me check back on that, Chunyu. But I don't think we have a date yet, but I'm sure it will be before our market simulation starts for this.
Okay, will be good to know. Thank you.
Yes. Any other questions?
Oh, and then I joined 2 minutes later than the begin time. Do you have your email address and all the contact listed after this meeting or the slides?
Yes, you can send an email to marketsim@kaiser.com.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, moving on. Any concerns regarding CMRI and OSS systems? All right, moving on. So talking about central procurement entity, once again, we have the testing timeline between 19th September to 30th of September. We're planning to perform structured scenario on 9/22, and the scenario document is available at the following link. Anybody has any specific questions regarding this project?
Yeah, Anshuman, this is Ray calling from PG&E. I have a question about scenarios 1 and 3. It says market participant actions are to submit the RA plan and the supply plan. When is the due date for that before the trade date of September 22nd? Does it have to be in a certain date before that?
Let me get back to you on the particular date, but I believe if you could submit it earlier than that, we could see to accommodate that, and we'll set it out in a system before that.
Okay. Did you want me to open up a city ticket as well, just for tracking purposes, or will you
That will
just
be
get back
great,
to?
Ray.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Anshuman.
Thanks.
Yeah. Hi, Ray and Anshuman. This is Firdaus. Yeah. So
Hi, Firdaus. Go ahead.
Yeah, requested to submit the plan after we promote the code to the map stage. And we also plan to do a copy from production to map stage copy. We will be doing at the same time, one-time copy. So you can take a, before you upload your plan, you can take a look at the existing data set if that you also want to do make any correction. But yeah, regardless, if you open a CD for tracking, that would be also nice.
Okay, just to
Thank you,
confirm, you're gonna.
Firdaus.
Oh, sorry, Anshuman. So just to confirm, you're going to take a copy of production from a specific date and just use it and just copy it back into map stage. If we want to make any changes to that certain plan, then we can alter it, correct?
That's correct. Those would be for your regular, for other existing plan. But in this copy, CPE plan will not be included, as the CPE is a new entity, right? That currently does not exist in production. So for if you are envisioning to upload a CPE RA plan, that's something you anyway have to do it from the scratch. And this information can as an FYI that we will be also copying the production data set so that we will have the larger volume of data just to facilitate the testing better.
Okay, good to know. Thank you for this. Thanks, Anshuman.
Thank you, Ray. Since we have Firdaus on the call, Firdaus, would you have a timeline of all these activities that will happen on map stage for the benefit of the market participants?
Yes, Anshuman, actually we are sort of late on promoting the code to the map stage. We initially thought we will be promoting by the end of this week. With that plan, I would have said, okay, please go ahead and start uploading your plan starting from next week. But I would hold on that request until we complete the security testing. So as of now, I'm expecting we should be in a good position for participants to upload the plans by end of next week, if not the following week.
Thank you for that, Firdaus. Anybody else has any questions?
Yes,
Go ahead,
yes, I have some follow-up questions for this. So also, I think maybe Anshuman, you can answer, starting from the timeline. So looks like the testing, it's going to starting from the 19th. On this timeline, it says the 30th. If I understand correctly, in the last call, I think we extend the timeline to October 14, if that's correct.
Senor, we did extend the timeline till 14, but as far as my information goes, for CPE project, it remains 30th of September.
Okay. And also, talking about RA plan, right? And two questions. One is that I was assuming that we still have the October to test. So for the RA plan further, are you seeding the RA plan for September and October?
Chinu, yeah, you can use for both months, for September and October as well. And as you mentioned, we will be also update the configuration so that system allow you to upload the plan even for September during September and October.
Right. So thank you. That's a good. Thank you for sharing that. And then if you were to seeding the plan, I mean, we don't want to. We kind of want to know the exact date, so we don't want to either you override the plan we submit or we override the seeding plan. So we just kind of need to have a better coordination there. We
yes,
don't
I
know.
agree.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree, and we will, and then we'll try to get you the specific date before next call. So Anshuman, maybe I can work with you on that and have the date settled, and we can. Only thing in the mind that we are still need to do the security testing, and based on that, if it gets changed, we will also still communicate in this market simulation call.
Perfect. Thank you for those.
Thank you. Sounds great.
Any other concerns or thoughts regarding this project?
Yes, hi, Anshuman. This is Tony Gerard from Power Settlements. I just wanted if Bruce could confirm, so there is no change to the format of a supply plan template or anything for CPE. I just want to confirm that.
Yes, that's correct. So there is no change in the template.
Okay.
So for people who don't have any CPE ID or they don't want to include anything, that should not affect them. So this is why template is still remain as is.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Tony and Fiddles. Any other questions? All right. Hearing none, moving on. Let's talk about flexible ramping product deliverability. We have testing timeline from 15th of September till 14th of October. We're planning to deploy scenarios on 27th of September. The scenarios document is available at the following link, and I'll invite any other questions regarding this particular project. All right, no questions. We'll be moving on. For hybrid resources phase 2B, we're testing timeline of 19th September till 14th of October, and we're planning to do scenarios on 20th September trade date. The scenarios document is available at the following link. Any questions regarding this particular project? All right, moving on. For reliability demand response, resource response phase 2, we have testing timelines between 19th September to 14th of October, and we're planning to do scenarios on 29th of September. Scenario document is available at the following link, and I'll invite any questions regarding this project. All right, I think that was my last project for fall release. The next meeting is scheduled on September 1 at 2 p.m. And if you have any other questions or concerns regarding any of the CD tickets, please go ahead and let me know.
Hello, Anshuman. When can we get the slides for this meeting?
These slides will be available on the release planning website under the Fall 2022 project, under Fall 2022 communication folder.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. All right, any other questions? All right, well, thank you everyone for joining the call. We'll see you back again on September 1st at 2 p.m.
Thank you, Anshuman.
Thank you.